Hello everyone, this is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, February 11th. Now, it's interesting, February 11th is close to Valentine's Day, February 14th, so I always try to do some sermon either about couples or love or something like that for February, the second week of February or February 14th. So Valentine's Day is coming up. It'll be a couple days after this message. And again, I said I'd like to talk about either love or couples or relationships. So my passage, depending what your Bible says, mine is Song of Songs. Some of you may have Songs of Solomon as the header, but Song of Songs or Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. Song of Songs or Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. I want you to read these 7 verses, and this is going to actually require you to maybe do a little bit of work here. I want you to read these 7 verses, figure out who's talking to whom, and it's basically the description of what love is. So as you read this and you look at this, and it's definitely a song and poetry. So there's similes and there's some analogies that may have to, or there's images you may have to try to figure out what they're talking about. But it is a description of love. It's actually, this is a passage I use for every premarital counseling I do, and I describe what this passage is talking about to discuss a couple's relationship. So read Song of Songs, chapter 2, 1 of 7, and as you read it, it's a very nice poem, and try to understand all the different things it's describing in love. It's the whole Song of Songs is a discussion between a man and a woman, a couple that are in love with each other, and they talk about each other often as you read through these things. But this is laying out love. It gives some, again, images to discuss, but it also talks about what true love is. Too often, people think they're in love and they're not. And so what is the difference between love and infatuation? Infatuation is usually how most relationships start, and at some point you got to go from infatuation to love. How long does infatuation usually last? That's why for most couples I do weddings for. Usually they need to be dating quite a while, so to me, they need to be past that infatuation stage. And there's things I do in my premarital counseling that I will talk about during this message it's part of making sure they get past that infatuation stage to the point where they are actually real with each other. So here, these verses actually describe what being in love or true love is really like. So I want you to read Song of Songs, chapter 2, 1 through 7, and then do some research to see how it's describing love and how that is real love, and how it makes each member here, the male and the female, feel when they're in love. So that's the challenge. I look forward to seeing everyone. Hopefully you do this, or if you're in my Sunday school class, you'll be willing to share what you got out of it, and we can all look at this together. So until then, take care and be safe.